Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this very, very short hypnosis session, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis that was created for a client that was doom scrolling, spending too much time on social media, getting caught by the algorithm that would give them lots of very, very appealing content based on their tastes and kind of snare them into this trance-like state where they would spend more time than they wanted on their phone at the expense of doing other things. And what they actually wanted, and that's the reason why this hypnosis is so short, is they wanted something 10 minutes or less that they could quickly listen to help them break that pattern. So there's two parts to this. There's this hypnosis, and then there's actually what we did in the session, and that is explore what's called pattern interrupts. Pattern interrupts are things designed to break a pattern that would normally be happening unconscious. Most habits are automatic. So there's a few things going on here. One is to link the use of social media that is unproductive as a cost, that if you had to pay to go on TikTok, had to pay to go on Instagram, let's say £1, £2, $2 a minute, would you? You know, if you had to pay like a subscription or you got a bill every month, you probably wouldn't do it. Most people wouldn't. And that's because they make their money from the advertising, not from your use. But if your time is worth, let's say, £100, $100 an hour, then in real terms, by giving your time to these social media platforms, it is costing you that as an opportunity cost. So we use that as leverage. There is a pattern interrupt of, well, it's very easy. Most people, when they're on their phone, they're sitting, they're quite comfortable. But if you had to go outside standing on one leg to doom scroll, would you? Probably not. So there's a ridiculous element of pattern interrupt. And then there's something called dovetailing outcomes, which is if you do something that would normally be unproductive time, but you link it to something that would actually enrich your life. In this case, we use the example of cardio exercise, then actually it could be beneficial, because most people, when they're doom scrolling, are going into a trance state where you get time distortion. And you've probably had the experience of going on social media and you think it's been 2 or 3 minutes, but it was been 20 minutes. Imagine if you were doing cardio exercise for that 20 minutes, suddenly you become healthier and happier and have more energy. And you get to use, because most cardio is boring, but if you're doing something that distracts you, you lose track of what you're doing anyway. Me personally, I like when I'm doing cardio in the gym to watch a TV show. I've been watching lots of Black Mirror recently. So you could spend an hour watching a good TV show while doing cardio without realizing that you've done an hour of cardio because you're immersed in the TV show. So there's little hacks that can make these things useful to turn unproductive time into beneficial time. I think you'll benefit from this if you feel that you're spending too much screen time on things that aren't useful, either for your quality of life or are productive in some way. A lot of people do use their phone for work. I'm talking about the doom scrolling, the time wasting on your phone. That's what we want to break the pattern. So think about that as you're listening to this session. It's only about 10 minutes, but it might be helpful for you to start breaking patterns and give you more time to do the things that you would actually want to do with that time. Obviously, it was created for an individual. If you do like the idea of working with me, check out the link in the show notes to book a free consultation call. But for now, find a quiet, comfortable place that you won't be disturbed, relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and on the outward breath, close your eyes. And as you breathe in relaxation. And as you exhale, feel tension leaving your body in your outward breath. And just notice the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And just allow yourself to go to that place where change happens quickly, where your mind becomes open and receptive to new ways of thinking, ways in which old habits can be broken and new habits can be created. I want you to imagine a fireman's pole. Imagine the top being your conscious and the bottom where you land being your subconscious. And just imagine what it would feel like to slide down that fireman's pole into your subconscious mind. And there, allow yourself to feel even deeper relaxed. As you think about things differently, I want you to think about how much it would cost for someone to hire you for 1 hour of your time. And let's say a number pops into your head. I want you to calculate what a minute of your time is worth. And when you have that number and you know that it is true, let me know by nodding your head. And therefore your time is that value. And that value will increase over time. And I want you to get a sense that time is one of those finite resources. Time that you've spent, you can never get back. And if someone could buy an hour of your time, then your time is that value. And I want you to get a sense of when you're using social media, when you're doom scrolling on things that give you that temporary feeling of humor or dopamine, I want you to start to think that you're paying for that with your time. And I want you to imagine whatever platforms or apps you use the most. Just imagine if tomorrow they were no longer free. They had a subscription model. And that subscription model is whatever a minute of your time is per minute to use them. Intuitively, I want you to really get a sense of, would you continue to use those applications if that's how much it cost to use them? Scan your body for where you feel that. And if it is the case that you wouldn't pay to use them, then it means that it's not worth your time to continue using them. I want you to think about using something you've used a lot. And just imagine coins or banknotes piling up. That value for every minute you use. And I want you to imagine if you've used 10 minutes, it's cost that much. And I want you to think about what you would have to do with that amount of money to rewire your subconscious mind to feel it isn't worth it. Maybe that's throwing the money away or burning the money or giving it to a cause that you really don't believe in to shake up your nervous system so that you intuitively come to the conclusion that you intuitively know already, it just isn't worth it. And I want you to imagine that happening now. Spending 10 minutes in a particular location and feeling, not intellectually but emotionally, that it's cost you that amount. And when it feels it just isn't worth it, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to allow yourself to continue to use your phone in this way, but under two circumstances. One, in a circumstance where it's impractical, inconvenient, perhaps even ridiculous. I want you to imagine what it would be like to doom scroll on your phone while standing like a flamingo in your garden, on one leg, perhaps outside on a cold or rainy day. I want you to think that maybe you would spend 2 or 3 minutes at most until your mind comes to the conclusion that this isn't worth it. Or perhaps you utilize a different context. That if cardio exercise was a pill or a potion, it would be the most powerful medication that has ever existed on the planet. Some people have said that 20 or 30 minutes of cardio exercise a day reduces the probability of thousands of different lifestyle diseases. I want you to give yourself permission to doom scroll while you're doing cardio, knowing that your mind will go into that trance state, that you'll do 30 minutes of exercise without realizing it's been 30 minutes, while your focus is on those videos or that content. Your body is still getting all the benefits of that exercise. Doom scrolling or unproductive phone time is now either a waste of money, inconvenient and ridiculous, or making you healthier and more vital and energized than ever before. All of which either break the pattern or have it working for you rather than against you. And you don't need to pick which one. Just know that any of them or a combination of them are possible. And when you feel that your unconscious is willing to abide by these new boundaries, conditions to break you free of an algorithmic slave master, just let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine you've now got the strength to climb up that fireman's pole, to go from your subconscious to your conscious. And at the point where you climb the very top of the pole, you're no longer at the top of the pole, but back in your physical body listening to my voice right now. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting the count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.